Today what we're going to do is we're going to dive into our next season of the show. We're not a news show, so why do we need to sit at a news desk? So we're going to be out in different cities all across the country exploring what makes this such a great place. We're going to be exploring the lifestyles, having power interviews, and just bringing a lot of great content so that people can really get something of substance from our media. To me, that's really what the American Dream is all about. The American Dream is coming at you with a whole new season and a whole new look. Let's get the show started right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted. So you've heard my passion around the message of the American Dream, but how do you bring it to life? Well, what I did is I found the best producer with a background in real estate and lifestyle, Seth O'Byrne, to bring us the American Dream in a whole new way. Tell us what you're bringing now.
I'm hopefully bringing passion. You know, this is something we're really excited about. In America, the American Dream is not designed by your position in life, your wealth, where you're at currently. American Dream is something that someone can have when they're 8 or 80. It's starting at one point and deciding that you want something better for yourself. And so as much as the American Dream has combated negative media, we're gonna switch gears and now we're gonna talk about positive, inspiring stories. Stories that have compassion and love in them, and stories that have something that I think we can all relate to. And that's the hope for the show, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, we're not a news show, so why sit at a news desk? So we're out here today at a multi-million-dollar pad with a winery on the West Coast. The show is spanning all across the country. Today, you're gonna see a power interview from Grant Cardone. Did this in studio early this week. This guy illustrates the American Dream. 10,000 people at his event in Vegas. This guy's absolutely crushing it. We're also gonna showcase the lifestyle of a winery and a multi-million-dollar pad. And then we're gonna get into some local market elements where we're showing things that are happening in your own backyard. Well, let's get it started. We're gonna go check out that interview with Grant Cardone in studio. Let's go check it out. All right, for today's Power Player interview, there's nobody that better illustrates the American Dream than this guy, Grant Cardone, coming to us out of Miami. Good to see you, Grant. How are you, man?
Always good to see you, my friend. You bring me so much energy in my life. You remind me that a dream has to keep going and growing.
Yeah, well, we're growing to Miami soon, so what makes this show unique is we go city to city, and each city has its own little ecosystem, so we're coming to your town here soon enough, so we're going to be out in the field doing some stuff with you. Excited to launch there.
I can't wait to see you.
So let's talk about that thing called the American Dream. You've had quite the journey yourself. Right to your left there, you can see your new book, Investing in Real Estate. Tell us real quick about your journey for those who are tuning in for the first time.
Yeah, look, I mean, I grew up like probably 99% of the people watching this is like lower middle class family. My dad worked hard. My mom took care of the family, 5 kids. And my dad died at a very young age for me. He was 52, I was 10 years old. And that left a big vacuum in the family. But my dad left me with a lot of things, you know, like the individual can die, but the things he leaves behind stays with the people around him. And he taught me work ethic. He taught me that I could have anything I wanted. He loved real estate. He was actually a stockbroker, but on the weekends he would shop real estate, which was fascinating to me because I'm like, why aren't you shopping? I mean, if you love stocks and that's what you do, why aren't you shopping stocks? But he shopped real estate because I think that that's organically something everybody understands is a good thing. And so for the past 30 years, starting in San Diego, by the way, I started buying real estate. And it's, of my 7 businesses, that's the one that will take care of me and my great-great-great-grandchildren. My great-great-great-grandchildren that have not been born yet, Craig, will probably be wealthy.
Yeah, well, the stockbrokers out there, we got to remind them that there's no stock that you can live in, and there's no stock that you can use other people's money to buy it with, like you can with real estate. So it's a great opportunity. What do you think about the real estate market now? I mean, we're spread across the country. In every city, we align the power players of real estate. We've trademarked that term, the best in every city. What do you think about the real estate market right now?
Well, let me just say this. Bank of America, okay, or Wells Fargo, right? They will lend you money to buy real estate, and they won't lend you money to buy their own stock.
Right.
So that should say it all right there. Go to Bank of America and say, I'd like to buy $1 million worth of Bank of America stock, and I want you to lend me money. And they'll be like, sir, please get up out of the chair, okay?
Yeah.
But we'll lend you money on real estate. So look, if you're trying to make money in real estate over the next 3 weeks or 3 months, or, you know, I think you're looking at it wrong. But the way we invest in it is for long periods of time. We buy multifamily income producing properties. I mean, what we do over here is not, we don't do single family homes because we want income. I want passive flows of income that Warren Buffett talked about. If you don't earn passive flows of income, you'll die trying to earn one income. So we're buying rental properties in markets like Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, anything in the southwest or southeast. San Diego, I think, is a great market. I just can't come there because you guys got too many other issues.
Real quick, Grant, so tell me about the book that you wrote, How to Create Wealth Investing in Real Estate.
Yeah, this is my 8th book, Craig. This is by the way, this is a self-published book, okay? I have published books, but this is a self-published book with the biggest release by almost 8 times of any book that I've ever brought to market. So we shipped, I think, 38,000 copies in 21 days.
Wow.
And it's not in a bookstore. Those are massive numbers for a book this doesn't have a release. So it's about how people can get involved in the apartment game.
Well, you've done a lot with the entrepreneurial spirit. You're doing events. You do a lot on social media. If anyone visits you online, you have a lot of products you develop. But I know that your wheelhouse is this real estate game, which is a big message of the show. I hope that our audience will reach out to you, get your book, and definitely follow you on Instagram. You are one of my favorite guys to follow just because the energy you bring, you got your own show on there.
Anything could happen on Instagram, that's for sure.
Yeah, your wife throws you head kicks, or actually it was rib kicks, was it?
Yeah. She wants me to get in shape, so she thinks beating me up is the way to do that.
Love it, man. Well, we appreciate your story. Thanks for coming on The American Dream. I hope our audience reaches out for that book, and we'll talk to you again soon, Grant. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Craig.
All right. More of the show coming up next.
So you just saw Grant Cardone, who is the ultimate illustration of the American dream. What makes this show unique is it's a national television show, but we highlight local marketplaces and the experts in those markets to show you what's going on in your own backyard. You've had your fingerprints all over how these things are going to look.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. You know, and local real estate markets are really important because that's why you need a broker. You know, these areas are so unique, both in appreciation, why you buy, the lifestyles that we like to accentuate on the show. And so we'd like to show you one of our favorite realtors right now.
Yeah, it's a national show. What do we know about all the different cities the show's airing in? So let's go check out what's happening in your city.
Welcome back. We take you out to Seattle, where we have back on the show today Robert Ott, who's a manager broker at Compass Real Estate, and John Boller is also back, co-founder and chief strategist of Grid Consulting. Gentlemen, it's so great to have you here. I know that our topic today is all about HOA dues, so I'm just going to come out the gate and ask you both, are you for them or against them?
Perfect, thank you. Always great to see you, Sarah. Thanks for having us on. So there's always a talk about when we're talking with clients about what they want to buy, what they want to accomplish, and the topic of HOA dues come up all the time. Should I be paying them or should I not be paying them? And so that's what we want to discuss today.
Yeah, so myself being a first-time home buyer, that was a topic that everyone brought up. Like, oh, you're going to pay HOAs. It's a very scary thought. It's often a big number. And it was really about, like, what am I going to get for that? Well, if I'm going to spend hundreds of dollars a month, I hope that I have somebody at the front desk. I have a gym. I have free parking. I have all these things that are there to help me make my life easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. So, you know, what are HOA dues and why do they exist?
All right, that's a great question. So a lot of people think that HOA dues are this extra fee that's put onto a home, that it goes to this mysterious fund and it's just money out of your pocket. But it's really important to figure out, where do they really go to, right? So you look at certain condominiums or certain houses, and the homeowners dues, HOA stands for Homeowner Association. It's actually made up by the Homeowner Association, or the homeowners themselves. And they figure out what it's going to go to. Sometimes it pays for your garbage, your water, your sewer. You're going to have those bills in a house anyway. It also goes to things like exterior maintenance, making sure you have money in an account for your roof when it goes bad, painting your house, all those little things that we sometimes take for granted that someday when you own a house you got to pay for. In a condo, they save that money for you. That's what your dues go to.
Okay, so it actually, for some people, that might seem to be a real big plus and positive. Now, what is the difference, I would say, between places that have these HOA dues and places that don't?
Yeah, so there's the HOA condo building where I'm basically paying for a bunch of services that I otherwise would have to pay for. You have condo buildings that don't have an HOA, and then often the building is, you have to do a lot extra things, or it may not be as clean. And then you have the single family home that Robert lives in that he does everything. Like, how do you deal with dealing with everything versus me having somebody do it for me?
Yeah, that is the difference. So John here, he's the condo guy. He's the one who says, I'm for HOA dues. I'm not saying I'm against HOA dues, but I'm the single family, no rule, no regulation guy, where I want to make sure that when I live in my house, no one's going to tell me how much money I have to save up every month to have money for my roof. So I think the beauty is in the eye of the beholder type here. So some people say, I want the convenience of making sure when I go on vacation or when I do something, I come back and everything is okay. I don't have to worry about my home. No, the sewer bill's always paid, the water bill's always paid, all that.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon takes care of everything. And then there's the other side that says, I'll take the risk. I don't want to pay the monthly stipend, the monthly HOA dues, and I'm just going to deal with everything myself. So neither are bad, but I think it's important to understand that HOA dues are not a bad thing.
Right.
They do help people.
Now, how do you
Totally agree.
How do you help clients who are maybe on the fence about what to do? You know, especially if it comes down to kind of the financial aspect of stuff, what might work out better for them, either paying those HOA dues, going into a condominium or a planned urban development, or just having a single family home and doing everything themselves?
No, can I answer this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I do this all the time. It's really important to check to see what the HOA dues cover and then write it down. Right? Say, okay, water bill, sewer bill, maintenance, lawn care, all these things. And then get another ledger and say, when I own a house, I don't have to typically pay these dues. What do these cost me? Right? So these HOA dues, maybe they're $300 a month, maybe they're $500 a month. What am I getting? And how does that compare to a single family home? Am I making money or losing money here? Right? So I just try to make it out financially so they see that's apples to apples. That either way, you're paying your water bill. Either way, you're paying.
At a high level, Robert does his own gardening, and in an HOA building, somebody does the gardening for us.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. If he has someone to do it myself, yes.
Well, one last question for you, John, and then we'll wrap up here. You know, how do people find the right condominium complex or homeowners association to settle into?
Sure, great question. I think a lot of it has to do with your lifestyle. For instance, in a place like Seattle, there isn't great parking all around. There's not great options. It's going to cost you a lot of money to pay for that. But I also look at the fees, like what Robert just said, of the gym or the people that are working at the front desk to help with your packages. So I think it's to each person to decide what types of things are they going to value in regards to convenience. And for me, I find a lot of value in having people there to help support the ease of lifestyle.
Perfect. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for helping to clear up any confusion if people have it about the types of dues that they might face with HOA, and if getting a single family residence is more their speed. So thank you so much. Great to have you both.
Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate everything.
You got it. And stick around. American Dream will be right back.
What we just saw was an incredible segment from a local agent professional. But what's cool right now is we're about to kick to a really cool segment in this property.
Yeah, I've hosted so many shoots so far for Lifestyles in the American Dream, but I've never seen a home like this before.
Isn't this the most amazing property you've ever seen?
I loved it, and driving up like the whole entire private driveway and up here, it's so exclusive.
It's, it's set perfectly in the hillside, the winding roads, and It's like, I think about properties like this back when I first started in real estate, when it was so hard to get the big listings and the big properties with this much acreage. And it's really been a dream for me to not only list this property, but to get so much great feedback from people just viewing the property, because it's amazing. I mean, it's the grounds of this place are like nothing I've ever seen before.
That's what I saw the home. I'm obsessed with the home. I mean, it's this beautiful custom built.
Custom built in 2008, actually.
Oh, wow, that's really new.
Isn't it? It's so new.
Yeah.
The sellers actually built it from the ground up. I mean, so much like blood, sweat, and tears went into this home. It looks like it could be placed right in Tuscany, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
like
perfect
Spanish
with the wine we had earlier.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to tell people we're having wine this early in the day?
No. 5 o'clock somewhere all the time, so.
Well, I love it, and I love the outside grounds of this area. Like, I don't even know if I would want to be inside.
When you live at the property, your lifestyle here is exterior. It's all exterior. The inside is an added bonus, but I mean, you've got so many different types of fruit trees on this property. You've got a winery that's just down the hill here and surrounds the property, a creek, a pond. I mean, the endless nights of sunsets that you can watch on this property is ridiculous.
Oh, it's amazing. I can imagine that this is like the perfect property for entertaining guests, family get-togethers, things like, I mean, that's like what I imagine when I picture myself living here.
It's kind of the dream. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be able to spend a lot of time with the sellers on this property and really talk to them about what makes this property so special, aside from the custom build. I mean, the wildlife that they sit and watch. The wife, you know, tends to her garden out back. I mean, with tons and tons of acreage on this property, your options to do multiple things on the actual land is endless. I mean, you really could do anything.
Yeah.
You know, there's an active beehive down there where the bees come and go from the koi pond out front. You've got the pool out back that just the vanishing edge with virtually nothing in the distance.
No. And it's a really nice mixture between like the backyard's totally done. It's, you know, the backyard, the kitchen outside, the vanishing edge pool. So it seems like it could be track style home and things like that, but it's not, because then it's like you have a whole entire another realm of this. Like, this is an onion of a house. It has multiple layers.
You just get peel back the layers, but you're 100% right. It's like an onion, really.
Yes.
You know, and you can always tell with houses like this, which is why this particular home is so near and dear to my heart, because you can tell the pride in ownership that the sellers have really put into this house with just maintaining and the landscaping that they've put in, and every little nook and cranny of this home and this property was thought of. I mean, they have dogs and they've fenced the entire 9 acres of property in, you know, and it's just the little things that when a buyer comes into this home, they want to know that everything's secure and that their pets are going to be okay.
Yes.
And if they have grandchildren coming to run around, that it's going to all be okay. So everything was really, really thought of. I mean, it's definitely a special property.
Yes. You know? Well, and I'm just imagining, you know, the caliber of buyer that's going to buy this property is going to love that they can come and shut themselves off from the hustle and the bustle and the busy life that we all live each day, and have their own private oasis, their own private estate here.
Absolutely.
In the hills of California. It's wonderful.
It's the most peaceful property you could ever imagine. It's like you're coming home and you're coming up to your own resort with nobody around, with the sunset, and you put the music on and you just go pick fruit off your fruit trees to make a margarita by the pool. I mean, it's everything at your fingertips, literally, but you're in the middle of nowhere, which is amazing.
In the middle of nowhere, so convenient because you are still close to town. Still get there somewhat fast, but
right.
Shut everything off. Enjoy your time with your family.
Yes, and I will say, if you are a drinker, the winery and the vineyard on this property produces over 2,000 pounds of wine, which is about 50 cases per year.
Oh my gosh.
Of award-winning wine. And
do you have any of that award-winning wine here?
We do. I think we should go open a bottle and go back by the pool and have a little sip of wine.
I'm saying, it's warm out here. Let's go get some wine. Let's go enjoy the pool.
There's so many people that have dreamed of owning a California winery
or with Molly and Mia.
in a winery with 3 vineyards. and bottles of wine.
Yes, that is kind of your American dream.
It's a very specific American dream, but yeah, it was cool to actually see it, and I think it was great that we got to take people inside.
All right, so coming up next, what you don't know is I've been traveling all across the country, meeting the best realtors in every city to make sure when we talk about your backyard, you're hearing from someone who's actually in the trenches, in the top 1% nationally, but experiencing what you have going on in your city. Next realtor piece.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Hi, Alise and Brea here with the South King Living Group at Alise Robertson Company. Today, we are in the waterfront city of Des Moines, about 15 miles south from downtown Seattle. We adore this city and all the charm it has. Located right on the Puget Sound, Des Moines features numerous waterfront and waterview properties, a variety of beachfront parks, a downtown marina with fishing pier, and of course, fantastic restaurants with water views. If you ask the locals, this is one of the Seattle area's best places to live.
And it's our model, not just to know about an area, but to actually experience it. If you want to know about which parks, trails, or restaurants are the best, just ask us or visit our blog. Likelihood is that we've been there, done that. Here are a few of our favorite things to do in Des Moines.
Saltwater State Park is a 137-acre park featuring almost 1,500 feet of saltwater shoreline on the Puget Sound. You can explore saltwater's tide pools or salmon spawning in McSorley Creek. If you prefer to view sea life from under the water, Saltwater is the only state park with an artificial reef for diving. The park offers 3 trails for hiking and biking, or cook up a picnic on one of the park's barbecue grills.
Redondo is at the south end of Des Moines. There are 3 main attractions here. Salty's, one of the Seattle area's renowned seafood restaurants where you can enjoy patio dining right on the waterfront. The Mast Aquarium next door serves as both a formal teaching institute and public learning center. The aquarium holds 3,000 gallons of flow-through seawater tanks and 250 native Puget Sound marine species. Right outside the restaurant and aquarium, there's a mile out and back boardwalk right on the beach. If you come here any time of the day, you'll see folks taking a leisurely walk while soaking in the marine air.
And of course, Des Moines wouldn't be so fun without its downtown district. There are numerous small businesses and eateries that line Marine View Drive. Some of our favorites include B&E Meats, a family-owned butcher shop established in 1958, making it one of Des Moines' oldest and best-known businesses. We also love the Dog House, home to the infamous Des Moines chili dog. And our personal favorite, Auntie Irene's, a coffee shop with a model that they want to be your second living room. They have it styled with cozy seating and a friendly atmosphere for all ages. If you want a truly delicious sandwich, this is one of our top favorites. But for a real treat, check out the scoop ice cream you can get even at the drive-through window. In fact, Brea, I think we need to go get ourselves one.
I think you're right.
As far as real estate goes, you'll find a variety of price points and styles. We're all familiar with that saying, location, location, location. And it doesn't get any better than this charming Cape Cod style home that's situated in the middle of Des Moines, just a few minutes to downtown and Redondo. With over 3,000 square feet, this home showcases 4 large bedrooms, 5 separate bathrooms, a remodeled gourmet kitchen, an open living, dining, and sitting room, plus an oversized 2-car garage with finished loft space, which would make for an awesome game room or home office. An added bonus to this home is the lower level, which presents 2 guest suites, each offering their own kitchen, living area, bathroom, and den, making it perfect for extended stay guests. Signature Cape Cod style architecture infuses this home with tons of charm, and you'll fall in love with the 3 levels of decks and balconies that offer breathtaking views of the Sound, islands, mountains, and gorgeous sunsets.
Can you tell we are passionate about Des Moines? If you haven't checked it out yet, do yourself a favor and treat yourself to an afternoon here.
Or visit our website to find out all about what makes this one of the top places to live in the greater Puget Sound region.
Hi, I'm Ed Laine and this is Janice Cai and we're with Hometown Advisor Real Estate.
Hi, we are here at this beautiful home located in Mercer Island, 7406 North Mercer Way to show you some tips about the spring maintenance. And because the spring is coming and the sun is out and the tulips are starting to sprout, let's work around and see what kind of work we need to do to make your home more beautiful and more enjoyable. Shall we work around?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Your lawn really is the centerpiece of your landscaping. And what a lot of people don't realize is a good clean edge on your lawn will make the entire lawn look a lot better. Now this time of year, there's a couple other things you should focus on. Number one is aeration, the other is thatching. When you aerate and thatch, it actually gets all of the dead grass out and it allows the water to get down to the root system. And in the end, your lawn will be much, much greener. In the Northwest, with our wet winters, when the sun comes out on a spring day like it is today, the moss just goes bananas and comes up. If you pressure wash your driveways and your walkways though, it's gonna make your house pop. And it's almost the same as getting your teeth clean. When your driveway is bright and white, it makes your house look awesome. And one thing I'll show you about this particular house is it actually has a built-in integrated pressure washer that you can use to clear the walkways and the driveways. So you're really gonna enjoy that.
The same goes with your dog. If you're lucky enough to have one,
Yeah.
get rid of the screen and make it sparkle. It's not only look great for your dog, and it's safer as well.
That's good advice. Safe is good.
Yeah.
Let's go inside and see what else we can spruce up for the spring.
Sure. Spring is also a great time to do the periodical maintenance, just as you do throughout the year.
Yeah, for example, changing batteries in your smoke detectors, changing batteries in your carbon monoxide detectors. In fact, now it's a federal law that you have to have both of those in your home. So if you are thinking about selling, make sure you install carbon monoxide detectors because there's many homes that don't have those automatically already in place.
I hope you were able to pick up some tips about springing because the days is getting longer and the weather is getting nice. And also, if you have been wondering the location we are working around, actually this is my current listing in Mercer Island. This is a magnificent custom-built home. It's about 8,000 square foot with a private dock and in almost half acre actually. And if you want to schedule private showing, visit my website, seattletopproperties.com.
Yeah, and if you'd like to find out more about our comprehensive off-market system, where we give people priority access to homes like this one before they go on the MLS or the internet, come and visit us at our website, wholesalehomeaccess.com. Other than that, we hope you picked up some insight on how to make your home pop this spring, and thank you for joining us.
So that's close the show. What should we do, man? Should we be like casual or should we be pumped up?
I think we should be both casual and pumped up.
All right. Well, we just finished a big show. What you learned today is the American dream is a mindset, not a circumstance. And as far as our show, it's raw, it's real, it's authentic. We're not owned by a network. We're commercial free. We're unscripted. We just brought the best producer in the space to the game.
I think we did great, man. I mean, you know, the American dream is incredible, and I think it was Thomas Jefferson or he was talking.